All right, so my first question, I've been given a topic today to speak on how to solve problems with a spiritual lens. So my first question before I start the session is, please raise your hands if any of you present there in that forum here today in Zoom has ever had to face any problem. Please raise your hands. If anybody present there in that forum ever faced any problem, had a problem, and keep it raised if that problem is because of your parents, because of your husband, because of your wife, or maybe because of your health, or because of some relationships, or because of wealth, because of the color of your skin, because of your weight, or anything that. So I see most of them have raised their hands. Okay, so you are all, congratulations. You are all officially allowed now to participate in this session. You have become qualified to participate in this session. Otherwise, there is no use. If you haven't faced the problem, there is no use. You wouldn't understand what we are discussing today. Thank you so much. You can all, remove your hands now. Okay, so let's start this session. We all admit that we have all, in our lives are like some suspense movie thriller where we are the heroine and Krishna is the hero who will mysteriously come only at the climax. And while everything in our life seems wonderful and nice, suddenly there will be a twist in the plot and, some or the other difficulty will arise, some problem will arise, and the whole journey of our life changes into a different direction. So yes, nothing to worry. Everybody has to pass through. But only thing we have to understand is that whenever there is a twist in our plot, that means Krishna is making some changes in the script, the script of his divine drama, just to focus us as the star. Just because he wants to focus us as the heroine of the movie, he will just make some changes in the script of our life. So today, nothing to worry, but we will sit back, take notes, and try to analyze or see how should we approach problems when they come, or how should we help others when they are in problem. What should be our mood, and how do we look at it, right? So I thought that, to make it easy, I will give you an acronym because we're going to talk about problem today. So we'll talk about the acronym PROBLEM, 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 and we'll discuss how to go about it. Because problems will come. We can't do anything about it. Problems are like those daily breakdowns. But how do we change those daily breakdowns to spiritual breakthroughs is what we are going to discuss today. So the first P is whenever a problem arises, the first thing that we need to do is change the way you look at it. The perspective is very important. Sometimes the moment we face the problem, we become so dull and, so fearful, so negative. The whole point is we should try to look at the problem with the right perspective. P for perspective. Perspective is very important because problems are not punishments. Problems are platforms for purification. We are looking at problems as punishment. Oh, my bad karma, and Krishna is punishing me. But actually, we can look at problems as a platform for promotion, as a platform for purification. It's like, there is some deposit in the bank, good deposit. If you keep on withdrawing, then the deposit gets over, right? Similarly, our karmas, there is also a deposit of bad karmas. And if there are problems arising in our life, that means we are making withdrawals. So the more you make withdrawal, the deposits will exhaust. So that's a good news. So when problems are coming, we understand that, okay, one more bad karma passed. And the good point about problems is, problems are like waves. We have beautiful ocean next to our temple, just in front of our temple. And the beauty about the waves is, waves come, but they can't stay for long. They have to go back. They cannot stay. Even if they are very massive, they have to go back. So we have to look at the problems with the right perspective. Okay, this is a problem. All right, then I'm getting done with my store of bad karma. Oh, this is a good news. I'm making withdrawals, and withdrawals means it will ultimately get exhausted. The second thing we can think is problems are like waves. Okay, they have come, but they can't stay for long. They have to pass. They will not stay for long. It will go. If we look back in our life also, there may be so many problems we faced in the past. But do they exist now? No, they don't exist. It's all over. It's just that when they come, just like when the waves come, if you stand in the Vizag beach, when the waves come, you really have to be very firm and strong. Otherwise, the waves carry you away inside the ocean. But if you can stay firm, they touch you and go away. So that's what, when the problems are coming, you have to stay firm. They will come. But if you cannot stay firm, then they will pull you away. You pull your life in different direction, but we have to stay firm at that time. So look at the problem with the right perspective. Problems do not come without a purpose. There is some purpose behind it. Our life with Krishna may not be without problems, but it's never without a purpose. It's not that when we become Krishna conscious, there will be no problems. Problems will be there, but there is a purpose behind it. Krishna has a mega plan. So whenever a problem comes, we have to understand, okay, some plan of Krishna, which I am not able to understand right now, but something Krishna wants to teach me by this, or something Krishna has a plan which I can't understand right now. So I always tell the devotees here also that things don't happen to us. Things happen for us. Things just don't happen to us just like that. They happen for us. There is Krishna's master plan behind everything that happens in our life. I can give you 100 stories like this in my own personal life. Even during the COVID time, how my husband went to Jaipur for getting the deities for our new temple, and we all told, don't go. It was just beginning of the COVID or something like that, and he still left, and he actually got COVID when he came back. And devotees were like, he went for Krishna's work and he got COVID and all that congregation, but it was for good. We never knew, because he had COVID, because of the devotees had COVID, and as a result everybody got because they already got COVID, so now they are like vaccinated. Now they won't get it second time, because the second wave was so bad. At that time there was no oxygen, so it was very good that we finished our COVIDs in the first cycle itself. So Krishna has his own mega plan, right? So we have to have the right perspective. I'm reminded of this thing that I had heard in my childhood about Thomas Alva Edison. On the December 9th, 1914, he was working in, for many, many years in this laboratories. He had 14 buildings, which had all his resources and whatever research he's making and everything. And on December 9th, 1914, there was a fire broke out in the laboratory, and out of 14 buildings, 10 buildings got completely burnt. So it was like a shock. People thought that now Thomas Edison will be devastated. But instead, he immediately made a statement, we will start again afresh tomorrow, nothing to worry. So his wife was worried that, he's making this statement, but what he must be feeling inside. So she went to him in the room and she held his hand, maybe just to pacify him. But he was so cheerful, and he told his wife, what? All my mistakes got burnt. Now I'll start afresh. Because, till now, he was trying many times to get that bulb, right? So many times he failed. So he said, my mistakes burnt. Now I'll start afresh. So his wife was amazed to see his positivity. So perspective. See, the mind gives us that perspective. So we have to have the right frame of mind. That is why it says that mind is more powerful than all the armies put together. What is your attitude towards life? What's the way you look at things is very important. So we have to have the right perspective of looking at things, right? I'm reminded of this one doctor. He was very famous, Dr. Burness. He was an oncologist. So one time he made one very beautiful statement. He said, when I used to walk around my patients, the cancer patients. Some of them I used to label them as terminal patients. Some of them I used to think, oh, ye to mar jayega. He will die in 1 week, he will die in 10 days, but these guys will survive. And he said, to my amazement, the people whom I thought will survive died, and some of them who I think are for sure going to die live. So he said, I understood that when people have that positive attitude and they want to live and they fight for it, they live. And some of them, there are chances they can live, but they have given up mentally, then they can't live, because mentally they think, I'm done, I'm finished, I don't think I can survive, then they're over. How powerful the mind is, right? So the main thing when we face the problem, the first thing is to look at it in the right way. And not get into negativity. Look at the problem in the right way. And there was this one, in the 1990s, there was this one very famous tennis player called Arthur Ashe. And in the 1993 or 92, I think, when this AIDS, the disease, there was no cure that time, and he got AIDS. So the press reporter were asking him, oh, you got AIDS, so what is your, what is your comment on it? So people expected that he will say, the Lord is unfair to me or something like that. But he simply said, what's wrong with that? The Lord has given me this disease. But the way he reacted was that he gave a very beautiful example. He told the press reporters that when I got the Wimbledon Cup, I never asked the Lord, why me? Why me? There are so many people. Lakhs of people every year buy one tennis bat or a badminton bat or tennis bat and ball. Out of that lakhs of people, maybe very few people actually seriously pursue it after the summer holidays. They'll give it up. It'll be somewhere in the storeroom. Out of that few thousand people who pursue it, maybe very few people will come up to a district level championship. After that, very few people may come to a national level championship. After that, very few people may come to a world international championship. Out of that, how many people will get a chance in Wimbledon? Out of that, how many people get a chance to hold that cup in the hand? When I got the chance to hold this cup in my hand, I never asked the Lord, why me? Out of so many people, why did you select me? I never asked. When I never asked him at that time, now why should I ask the Lord, why me? Why he didn't get AIDS? Why he didn't get? Why only me? So when he gives something nice, I'm not asking him. And now when I have got this, why should I ask him? It's a Lord's plan, right? So the perspective of looking at, instead of always asking, why me? Okay, what now, right? The other day only, I think I was giving a class that it's not always about why bad things happen to good people. We also need to understand that when bad things happen to good people, what do the good people do? That's very important. When problems do come in good people's life, what do they do? So this acronym today, problem, tells us, what do the good people do? The first thing, P, they will change the way of looking at the problem. Their perspective, their way of looking at problem is so different. They don't take it so negatively. They take it as Krishna's plan, right? Everything will pass. Everything is Krishna's plan, right? So first of all is we have to change our mindset. I'm reminded of one humorous, I don't know where I heard it, but there was this one devotee, long time back, he was telling that when he was in the plane and looked like the plane was going through a rough weather, so the pilot asked everybody to, buckle up, seat belts and all, and now the plane was moving very violently, so everybody in the plane got scared, but he was not scared, he was chanting Hare Krishna. So one of the devotees said, oh, you are thinking your Krishna will save. So he said, no, not Krishna, actually I'm a very sinful person, and look at me, I'm chanting Hare Krishna, and it says in the scripture that when one chants Hare Krishna, Krishna has to take them back home, back to Godhead, because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yam Yam Vapi Smaran Bhavam Tyajatante Kalevaram. At the end of your life, if you are remembering Krishna or chanting his name, you have to go back. But I am such a rascal, I don't think Krishna can tolerate me in Goloka Vrindavan. and now I'm chanting Krishna's name, and if I die at this moment, I have to go to Goloka Vrindavan, and Krishna can't tolerate me there, so he will somehow protect the plane, and he will make sure that I don't die, because I don't think I'm still capable to go back home, back to God. So in such a sweet way, he just tried to change his way of looking at that. No, I mean, like sometimes the devotees tell me that, Mataji, when you tell na Krishna will protect, I'll feel that Krishna may protect pure devotees. Why will Krishna protect me? I am not that pure devotee that Krishna will protect me. So here this devotee, okay, I'm not that pure devotee, that's why Krishna will protect. Because Krishna doesn't want to tolerate a rascal like me in Goloka Vrindavan. So look at the way he's looking at things, right? So it's a perspective, how you look at things. So we have to first win our mind, then we can win any problem. In the scriptures, there is one very beautiful line, says, Jitam Jagat Keno Manohi Eno. Who can conquer the world? The one who has conquered his mind. He can conquer the world, no matter what kind of problem. If you have conquered your mind, then you can conquer that problem also. You can conquer the whole world. So P for perspective. Then next R. R for remember Krishna. No matter what kind of a problem, whatever situation, when in doubt, chant it loud. When in doubt, chant. Keep chanting Krishna's name. I have given this acronym in my previous classes. PUSH. P-U-S-H. Pray, pray, pray. Pray until something happens. P-U-S-H. Keep pushing. That means keep praying and keep praying. No matter what kind of problem you are put in. There is this very beautiful verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and it says that whenever we remember Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, difficult things become easy. But we forget him, then easy things also become difficult. When in problem, usually what happens? People start complaining, oh, Krishna has not helped me, or what is this, but the best thing to do at that time is to be more surrendered to Krishna than to go far away from Krishna. Sometimes people stop coming to the temple because they say so many problems are there. Let me sort out the problem and I'll come back. It's like telling the doctor says, why didn't you come? No, I had fever. That's why I didn't come. Once my fever is done, I'll come. No, you go to the doctor when you have fever. You go all the more to the doctor. So yeah, we are supposed to surrender to Krishna at every time in every situation in our life, but all the more our dependence on Krishna should increase when we are in problem. So remember Krishna. And the beautiful part of Krishna is that when we cry, sometimes the world ignores us. But when we cry, Krishna never ignores. We cry for Krishna. Problems are the opportunities where we can connect more deeply with Krishna, be more dependent on Krishna, right? So this is one thing we can do. Remember Krishna, and it's authorized. Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita that the distressed people come and seek me. So nothing wrong. It's that's what Krishna wants. That's what Krishna says, that those who are desirer of wealth, of knowledge, who are distressed, artha-arthi, they go to Krishna. So no harm. Usually we are in a rush to become a pure devotee. But before becoming a pure devotee who doesn't have any desire from Krishna, let's become a devotee first. And if there is something which is coming in between us and Krishna's service, we can always ask Krishna. There's no harm. In our rush to become pure devotee, sometimes we don't ask from Krishna. No, how can I ask anything from Krishna? That's all right. If something is troubling you, ask Krishna. We should have first a relationship with Krishna. So first we should become a devotee. Then we can become a pure devotee. So no problem. So first is perspective. Second is remembrance of Krishna. Third, PRO, opportunity. Take every problem as an opportunity to get more connected to Krishna. Look at the life of Pandavas. There were so many issues. Their life was like this mega Bollywood movie. There is a fire, there is this exile, there is war, and the wife is kidnapped by, Draupadi was kidnapped, and so many things happening in their life. But what did they gain? They gained eternal friendship with Krishna. Yeah, they had problems, but they got something so big. Krishna became their messenger, their protector, their charioteer, their constant companion. So yes, sometimes कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ खोना पड़ता है. Sometimes we lose something small, but we may gain something very big. So we should take problem as an opportunity. Because Arjuna had this problem, we got Bhagavad Gita. Imagine if there was no problem in Arjuna's life and he had a cool life. We would have never get Bhagavad Gita. Only we would have a Gita auntie staying next door neighbor our house. No Gita, only Gita auntie. But we got Gita because Arjuna was in problem. So sometimes problem is problem, but it gives us something very big. Like, for example, in Hindi movies, you will see the hero is put into so much problem before interval. And after interval, because the hero was put in so much problem, now the hero will become very sharp and he will develop his muscles and he will become like this, strong guy. And then he was going to bash up the villains because he went through so much trouble. So like that, sometimes problems, we grow because of problems. In fact, if you just close your eyes for a minute and look back in your life, if you have learned something nice in your life, it's only when you have passed through problems. You learn a lot when you pass through problems. Good times don't teach you so much. Bad times, they teach you a lot. So many nice things you will learn when you tolerate, when you go through a certain pain. It teaches us a lot. But in good times, we just while away our time. We cannot learn much. So we should take problems as an opportunity. In fact, I'll give you some contemporary example. This guy, H.G. Wells, he wrote 84 books. And if you look at his life, it was full of problems. He was a poverty-stricken guy. His father was a gardener. His mother was a maid and working in somebody's house. When he was a 7-year-old boy, he fell down and lost one leg. And then after that, when he went to school, he could not get a proper formal education. And then he employed himself as a tailor somewhere. But at 17, he lost the tailor job also. They throw him out. Then he thought that, he will play some games and try to get his career in sports. But at 21, he lost one kidney. So now he physically became useless. Neither he has a job, neither he can do anything physically. So he decided, since I can't do anything, I'll just simply read and write. So he started reading and writing books. And now we see H.G. Wells is a very famous author of 84 books. And I think everybody here in this forum, you must be having in your English syllabus somewhere in 9th or 10th class, So imagine, problems were there. But he took them as an opportunity to grow. And he did something more better and more better, right? In fact, just like our phone, if you see the phone has a software upgrade. Sometimes, you're just about to make a call and you see the phone has gone into that upgrade mode, and you can't use it for some time. But after that software upgrade, the phone becomes better because now if there are any bugs, it's all gone. Similarly, whenever there is a problem in our life, we should understand it's like a software upgrade. Instead of taking it in a sad way, we should say, oh, Krishna, you are upgrading me, is it? You are upgrading my software. Because there's so many problems, right? So you're purifying me, you're upgrading me. So you should take it in that way, right? So P, for having the right perspective. R, remember Krishna. O, take it as an opportunity. And then comes B. B is problem gives a boost to our bhakti, boost. In our childhood, there used to be the advertisement. Boost is the secret of my energy or secret of my energy. There's a drink called Boost. It gives us bhakti boost. Because when problems arise, we get closer to Krishna. We get nearer to Krishna. Because when life breaks you down, then bhakti builds you up. Right? What happened to Gajendra? The guy was having a nice time in the royal spa with so many elephant wives around and giving him a nice massage in a nice pool. And one grip of the crocodile on his feet, and he became pure devotee. That's it, over. So sometimes, this kind of, when problems come in our life, they give us a boost. Otherwise, we are like, still one step, another step, A, B, C, D. We are still going first floor, second floor. And sometimes the problems, they will come in such a way that from first floor, directly they'll take you to penthouse, 10th floor. You become a very, very pure devotee. I've seen personally in my life also many devotees that I've met. Sometimes they were doing okay in bhakti, but one sudden wave of some kind of a problem, maybe a health issue or cancer or something, and suddenly, the kind of detachment it brought in their lives, and how closer they became to Krishna in such a short time, and which otherwise normally would have taken a long time to come to that level of getting deeply connected to Krishna. Right? We see in the life of Gajendra, a problem came. Otherwise, he was happy with his she-elephants. We see in the life of Bilva Mangal Thakur, a heartbreak from the girlfriend or the whatever you call prostitute, and he became like pure devotee. Immediately he said, okay, now I seek Krishna, and he just pierced his eyes and in search of Krishna. Right? So pain pushes us into deeper dependence, and that's the real gain. Pain sometimes gives us gain by pushing us to Krishna. Right? So before boost in bhakti. Next, L. Let go and let God. L is let go. Sometimes, actually we have this tendency to be controller. I can do it, I think I can. Sometimes we just need to give up. We want to be driver of our lives. We forget Krishna is not only Parthasarathi for Arjuna, he is also Parthasarathi for our lives. Just allow Lord to take control of your life. Just completely depend on the Lord. He knows what to do. I like this very beautiful bhajan in Gujarati, which my mother used to sing. चित तू सीधनी चिंता करे, कृष्ण ए करवू होइते करे. चित तू सीधनी चिंता करे, कृष्ण ए करवू होइते करे. You are talking to your mind, chitta or consciousness. Why are you worried? Let Krishna do whatever he wants to do. He is the boss. Because even if we keep on worrying, will my worry change Krishna's plan? No. He's going to do what he wants to do. Then why should I even waste my time? I'm just reminded of somebody told Gandhiji, you're praying so much, so will Krishna listen to your prayers? He said, no. Krishna will not listen to my prayers. But if I keep praying, I will be able to better align myself to Krishna's plan. That's why I'm praying. So that I can align myself to Krishna's plan. I can tame my mind to follow Krishna's plan. Krishna will not change his plan. If I keep praying, I will change my plan. Of having an independent plan from Krishna's plan. So let go sometimes. Just let Krishna do what he wants to do. Just have that faith. Jai Hari Kare Se Mama Hita. Jai Hari Kare Se Mama Hita. Krishna cannot think about anything but for my welfare. Whatever he does, his only agenda is how to help me. That's his agenda. So let go. Sometimes just don't catch too hard. See Draupadi. As long as she was holding her sari tightly, Krishna never appeared. The moment she gave up, Krishna gave unlimited saris. So the faster you let go, the faster the rescue helicopter of Krishna will land in your life. Right? So let's just let go. Next is E. Problem. E is empathy. When problem come in our life, then only we can have empathy. Unless we have experienced a problem, we can't understand. It's very easy to sympathize, but empathize, it will come only if you have gone through it, done that, done and dusted, then only you will be able to get that feeling. Otherwise, though you may have sympathy, but it will remain superficial. Last 3-4 days, my health is very bad. Actually, last few months I've been traveling a lot, so it was not in a very good shape, but I had no time to go for all those tests, blood tests, this test, that test. So finally, day before yesterday, I was almost collapsed. So I went and I got all the tests done. So, as usual, doctor gave me my report. This is low, that is low, this is low. I got some injections today for B12 and this and that. So I was just thinking that, when you face your problem, then suddenly you can actually understand what the other person must be feeling. Unless you experience it, it's very easy to feel that, okay, this Prabhuji is so great, he has health problems, still is continuing. Guru Maharaj is so great, he has health problems, still is continuing Krishna consciousness. It's very easy to sympathize or respect or glorify somebody, but if you actually face it in your life, then you can understand, oh, what they must be going through. It is so difficult to give yourself to others when you yourself are not doing well. It's very difficult and very big sacrifice. So I thought, oh, what a good experience to actually understand and feel it, what happens. So when you go through the problem, then the empathy will grow. What happened to Draupadi? Draupadi, when Upapandavas were killed, then finally Ashwatthama was caught. So now they said, let us kill Ashwatthama. She said, no. I empathize with Ashwatthama's mother, because now when I experienced it, what happens when your son dies, as a mother, how I am feeling. I don't want she should feel the same thing. Please don't kill Ashwatthama, just leave him. I don't want his mother to cry like how I am crying. So what happened? Actually, problems are supposed to make us better. But if we don't look at the problem in the right way, we become bitter. And what will do? When we become bitter, we become hard-hearted, then we want to trouble others, and we make the life of people around us also hellish. But actually, it should be other way around. When we face problem, we should become more kind-hearted, more compassionate, because we can empathize with others. What this person must have gone through, what that person must have gone through, you can understand them. So actually, sometimes Krishna gives us problems so that we can become an instrument of his compassion. When we go through that problem, we can have compassion for others, because we have been through that stage in our life. We have faced that stage in our life, right? I remember during the COVID time, there was this one lady who wrote to me at a very young age. Her son died, maybe 21, 22, and I think they made a group of all these Matajis who had lost their young sons, 25, 35, 40, like in front of them. And they made this one group, So like, because they all had the similar kind of problem, they could, empathize with each other, and then they were supporting each other. So one time I gave a class just in that kind of an exclusive group who had faced the sorrow of seeing their loved one die right in front of their eyes, right? So when we face through some trouble, then we learn to empathize, right? Otherwise, we will become like that Marie Antoinette, that French, during the French Revolution, the French queen. She could not understand the problems when all the citizens were right on her gate, and they were asking that we don't have bread to eat. They were all revolting. So she asked the soldiers, what happened? Why are they shouting like that and protesting? Madam Queen, they are saying they don't have bread to eat. Oh really? Why can't they eat cake? If they don't have bread, let them eat cake. She's not able to even understand that they don't have money to eat bread. How can they eat cake? So if we have not gone through, then we will become like that. We'll tell, oh, this is your problem, then better you eat cake. So problem makes us empathize with others. Right? That makes us a better person, a better devotee, a better preacher. Next, M, problem. P-O-R-O-B-L-E-M. Sometimes the problem is a mercy in disguise. Sometimes Krishna's mercy comes in a dress like a villain, but works like a hero. It looks like a villain when it comes in our life, but sometimes Krishna has his own plan, and then we see at the end everything is wonderful. I always tell the devotees that whenever trouble comes in your life, you should think, picture abhi baki hai. And even if you think that, oh, it didn't end well, then understand that that's not the end. That's not the end. There is a plan of Krishna. I'm reminded of this folk tale. If this folk tale of how once this Arjuna and Krishna, they went inside the forest, and they had lost their way, and they met a lady, an old lady. She was living in a small broken down hut in the deep forest. So they took shelter in her hut in the night. Next day morning, they thanked her, and they left the place. So Arjuna told Krishna, Krishna, I'm not happy. Why? He said, we took shelter in that old lady's hut yesterday night. Why didn't you bless her and give her something? We didn't even reciprocate. Krishna said, I already blessed her. Oh, what did you do? I didn't see. So Krishna says that I blessed her that her cow dies. Now this old lady was very, very old with a fragile health, deep inside the forest, with only one shelter, that is this cow. She used to milk the cow, take some milk, take some roots and fruits and berries and survive. And Krishna says, I blessed, na? I blessed that her cow should die. Then Arjuna said, is this a bless or a curse? Why did you bless that her cow should die? Then Krishna said, because very soon she's going to leave her body and she's very attached to the cow. And yam yam vapi smaran bhava. If she remembers the cow and leaves the body, then she'll get a birth like cow. So she'll get a form of a cow. So just because she served me with so much love and affection, I blessed that the cow should die. So now what will happen? The cow will die. So at the fag end of her life, when she's leaving her body, she won't remember the cow. So this is my blessing to her. So sometimes Krishna's blessing or mercy comes in a disguise of a villain or something, but then there is Krishna's hidden agenda behind which we can't understand, right? So when Krishna says, there is this verse, right? Harishye tad dhanam. We get worried. Oh, if Krishna likes somebody, will he take everything away? No, Krishna will never give you a difficult paper. He will give you a paper in whatever class you are studying. If you are in 7th class, you will get a 7th class question paper. Don't worry. Krishna takes a little test, but he will take appropriate test, which is not out of your syllabus. You don't have to worry. It's in your syllabus, right? So Krishna has his own plan. We may be expecting some peanuts from Krishna, but probably Krishna is making some halwa or puri, or probably making a golden city for us, just like he did for Sudama. Sudama's expectation from Krishna was very small, but Krishna gave him a big golden city. So yes, sometimes Krishna's mercy comes in disguise. So PROBLEM, the right perspective, have the right perspective, see it as an opportunity. Remember Krishna during the time of problem. Problems give us a boost in our bhakti. Just let go sometimes and leave it on Krishna. Not everything is under our control, but it is always under Krishna's control. And when we face problem, then empathy grows. That makes us more compassionate. And for sometimes Krishna's mercy comes in disguise. So now, before I end this session, I want to give you certain examples how there were so many devotees who faced troubles in their life. From Bhagavatam, we see Parikshit Maharaj, how for no big fault of his, he got disproportionate punishment of dying in 7 days. We see Maharaj Ambarish, no fault of his, but he landed in trouble. Durvasa Muni wanted to kill him and sent a demon behind him. We see Bhakta Tukaram. He had so many problems in his life. We see Jayadev Goswami. His 2 hands were cut and he was thrown in a dry well by highway robbers. We see Mirabai. She was asked to take poison. We see Prahlad. He was not disturbing anybody, but still his father was trying to kill him in various ways. We see Maharaj Chitraketu. Finally he got one son, and he was also poisoned by the other co-wives. We see Ramdas, the guru of Mirabai. He was ridiculed and criticized and outcasted. We see Srila Prabhupada, so many troubles he had to go through in his life. We see Bharat Maharaj, the son of Kaikai, for no fault of his, he was blamed and misunderstood by the people of Ayodhya. We see Pandavas, they suffered so much. We see Lord's own parents, Devaki and Vasudev, their children were killed in front of them and they were imprisoned. We see even Lord Ram himself, he had to face so much trouble. For no fault of his, he was exiled. And finally, when he was in exile, his wife was kidnapped. We see Dhruva Maharaj, he was mistreated by his stepmother. We see Kunti Devi, husband died in young age, managing the 5 children, so many troubles she had to go through. We see Draupadi, time and again she was embarrassed, insulted in so many ways. We see Vibhishan, no fault of his. He was thrown out by his brother We see Vidura, he was disrespected, though he loyally served the kingdom of Hastinapur, but he was disrespected. We see Mother Sita, she had to live, in a captivity by a demon. We see even Sudama, he had so many troubles. We see Akrura, he was an amazing devotee, but he was misunderstood by people by gopis, when he came to take Krishna. We see Haridas Thakur, how he was beaten in 22 marketplace. We see Narada Muni, so many times he got cursed, sometime by Daksha, somebody, just because he was just making devotees. In fact, just the other day I was giving class on that, and those words by Daksha, the kind of words he uses for Narada Muni. What Narada Muni is doing is simply preaching, but still, he used such curse words for him. We see Jatayu, he was mercilessly butchered. His wings were butchered. We see Lakshmana. Of all the services he rendered, he was doubted and sometimes, scolded by Mother Sita, sometimes by Lord Ram, but he tolerated. Mother Shabari, she was also outcasted and looked down upon because of her female body in that ashram where she was staying in, Matanga Muni's ashram. So the nearby ashram mates, they were all ridiculing her because of her female body. We see Maharaj Indradyumna, for no fault of his, he got cursed to become an elephant. We can go on and on from the characters in Chaitanya Charitamrita, in Ramayana, in Mahabharata. So yes, that is why in the scriptures, all these characters are mentioned so that we get strength. What did these great people do when they were put in trouble? So I thought I will discuss another 5 minutes, some practical tips. When we are put in trouble, what we can do. One thing that we can start with is chant with desperation. Not just discipline. I finished my 16 rounds. No, with desperation. With your full heart and mind. Desperately crying to Krishna, praying to Krishna deeply, to help you out. The other thing is to write to Krishna. Write to Krishna. This is what is happening in my life just now. Please help me, Krishna. Write a letter to Krishna. Write a diary to Krishna. You can do that. The other thing you can do when in trouble is you can read biographies of devotees, Vaishnavas, Sada Goswamis or different, how they faced so much trouble in their life, what happened. That will give us inspiration by reading about all these characters that I just mentioned in the Bhagavatam. That will give us that will pacify us. And the other thing that you can do is, when in trouble, take a small sankalpa that you will do daily. Something that you're not doing, something which is not part of your sadhana, but you can take some new sankalpa, and that will keep you focused. That will give you a little bit pacification. Okay, I'm going to do this every day, or I'm adding this. Till this trouble gets over, I'm going to add this thing in my life. Because what we want is, now people may think, is it not like having business with Krishna that if my problem gets solved because of that, I'm doing it? No, it's just that it's taking us closer to Krishna. So we just need some excuse, just like a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Somehow they want to have an excuse to talk to each other or meet each other, or sometimes we just need an excuse to get closer to Krishna. So sometimes on our own we may not be inspired to do something more than we're already doing, but at least when we have trouble, then we can have this as an excuse to do something more than what we are already doing, right? At least we're not drinking liquor or trying to forget what is happening to what has happened to me. So sad. We are doing something positive and getting closer to Krishna. Then we can serve others. When we are in trouble, we should all the more try and help somebody, because that will serve like a small break from what we are going through in our mind. We're already going through so many things in our mind, and if we just take a break and I think I'll do some service every day to maybe some devotee or to the temple or something, take a break, like you have that Kit Kat break, take a break. Sometimes what they told you, even during your studies and all, like take a break. If it's becoming too much, now the exams, NEET and MSET and all is going on, children are studying. So sometimes what the teacher says, take a break. Just close your books and take a break. Like that, when you are in too much problem, just take a break. I'll do some seva. That's it. Let me go and do something which I have not done before, or which I am not regularly doing. Let me do some seva. That will make you look at your problem like a third party. Because as of now, you're inside the problem and you are struggling and what to do, what is the solution. But when you take a break, then you can look at the problem as a third party. It will give you some clarity of thoughts. The other thing you can do is, when you are in problem, make a list of all the good things that has happened to you so far. It will immediately make you positive. Start making a list. This happened to me, in 95. This happened to me in 98. And this is how Krishna helped me. That's how Krishna helped me. Just start making a list. And suddenly you will feel so much positivity. Arey, itna kuch to main paar kar gaya. So many things are already crossed. This also I'll cross. Nothing will happen. Everything will be fine. You'll become positive. The other thing you do is sadhu katha. Sadhu katha. When in problem, actually we do every day Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, but apart from that also, whomever you are inspired from, just sadhu katha for 5 minutes, even if it's for 5-10 minutes, like make it a routine. It is like you will get the message, whatever questions in your mind and whatever problem you are facing, you'll just get that answer. So just connect to a sadhu, even 5 or 10 minutes, make it a routine. Ki bas main, this Prabhuji or this Mataji, somebody, I'll just going to hear 5 minutes, that's it, and get connected. And then pray to Krishna in your heart. Krishna, I'm yours. Krishna, I'm yours. Tava asmi. I'm yours, Krishna. Please help me. I know you'll help me, but I'm still asking you. I'm yours. I'm yours. Please take me out from this situation, so that I can serve you better. I can connect to you better. And the other thing you can do is keep the audio japa on continuously in your room, in your office. Continuously Prabhupada's japa, Hare Krishna, it should go on, it should go on, it should go on continuously. Whether you're moving from this room to that room, that japa should be on. The other thing, you should sit and think, what does Krishna want to teach me from this problem? Does Krishna have something to teach me? What can I learn from this? There definitely, you may not get all the time answers, but you can keep thinking in that direction. Maybe Krishna wants to teach me something from this, something he wants to teach me. And then keep kirtan on loop. Some nice Vaishnava bhajans or something, keep it on loop continuously. Japa is going on, kirtan is going on. Positivity, right? And then take shelter of a bhakti support circle. Some, like we already have so many sanghas, so many small groups that you have. Just take shelter, in all the more when you are in trouble. And then I already told, write a letter to Krishna and try to read just one verse from Bhagavatam, apart from your regular whatever you must be doing just before sleeping. One verse of Bhagavatam and take rest. Whatever Krishna wants to give you some message, and keep telling yourself one thing: this will also pass. This will also pass. Nothing can stay. Keep telling yourself, this will pass, this will pass. Everything has to pass. So I just want to end with this one line, is that devotion doesn't mean absence of problem. Devotion means presence of faith in Krishna. Problems will come, but your faith in Krishna has to be strong. So devotion means to have strong faith on Krishna. Krishna is my well-wisher. Krishna loves me. Krishna is the most powerful person in this world, and definitely he has some plan for me because he loves me. The only job that he has in this world is to take care of me, because he's my Krishna in my heart. He has nothing to do with anybody else. His only worry is me, and he's the most powerful person. So I don't have to worry. Definitely Krishna has a plan. So we do whatever needs to be done, and the rest will be done by Krishna. So we do what is in our hands, and rest Krishna will take care. So with this, I'll end it here. And if there are any questions, corrections or suggestions, I'll open it up for the devotees. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you very much for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
And it is so amazing to have you, Mataji. Actually, when I approached you, you already mentioned to me that your health is not very good. And still you managed to come. And actually, when you were speaking, I was kind of guessing that you are not very good of health. And you did mention at that point of time. So I just remember Guru Maharaj. So I think you're perfectly following the footsteps. And I also remember your, the secretary Mataji, she always says, Mataji, you can't say no. So I think I actually, realize that today you had all the options to say no, but you still continue following this preaching spirit of Guru Maharaj. So thank you so much, Mataji, for reminding me of Guru Maharaj, and such amazing, deep, profound spiritual insights along with very practical example stories. I think that's what you're Mataji, very simple. I mean, simple for the simple comes out alive in your case. If there's something that we can translate. So we are very, very grateful on behalf of GPTC, Girls Preachers Training Course, to Dr.Nitaisevini Mataji for having come and blessed us. Before anyone departs, I definitely want to highlight the thank you of Mataji, that your warmth that you have, that we have written to you when you came to Pune here, your warmth and wisdom left us, our hearts overwhelmed, our minds satisfied, our intelligence purified, and devotional service multiplied. So thank you, Mataji, for your kind association and so much of faith.
If they ever announce a prize or something in ISKCON for who can do the best glorification of a person, I'll nominate your name. You always have so many things to say about me, which I don't even know if they are worth it. But I become speechless and I keep hearing you, and the same thing happened when I came to Pune also. You can go on and on and on. And I'm just imagining that what a wonderful heart you must be having, where you can continuously glorify somebody like Ganga flowing.
And also seek your prayers that we are able to serve the girls. All the potential preachers, as I said, that devotees right from Jammu to Kerala and Gujarat to Assam here, and also from Boston. And recently, Radhesham Prabhu also got his, introduced to his Desamrita Prabhu's wife, Swastika Mataji, so she's also in the forum. So I think many devotees are seeking towards this JPTC in order to render services back there in the respective places. So we seek your blessings, Mataji. Now the forum is open. Before we break to question answers, kindly raise your hands if anybody has any questions. We all have great fan following of Mataji, so kindly give your time on the audio limited to question, because we are all fan followers of Mataji, so there's no doubt about it. So if you have personal fan following, if you could focus on the question, many more devotees can ask the questions. Thank you so much. Yes, if there are any hands, any questions. And if now the chats are loaded with only gratitude, Mataji, for simple, beautiful points that you have shared. Okay. Any hands up?
No, Mataji. Till now, no hands up.
Okay. So, anybody would like to ask their questions and take this advantage?
Yes, Mataji, one hand is raised.
Yeah, please unmute and let the devotees start here.
And after Mataji, you are able to count.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Mataji, I have a doubt. When Draupadi was disrobed, then she was depending first on her husband and the family. Then she was depending on Krishna. So is it correct? I mean, is it the right way for being a lady and then being a devotee also?
Okay, so your question is that she approached first her husband and then she tried all forums and then finally she approached Krishna. So is it the right way to do things? So that's the right way to do things, in the sense we don't want to trouble Krishna, or rather we don't want to unnecessary, like Krishna has given us the intelligence to approach the right forums, and when things don't happen and we see that things are not under our control, and then we depend on, and then we just go to Krishna. But there are certain things that you need to do, and we can't say that, actually there are devotees who do that also. Like, there is this one Gaudiya Math Maharaj, I don't remember his name, and how, there was this another sannyasi he had to host and he didn't have money. So he just depended on Krishna. He just closed his eyes and started chanting, and this crow who came and threw money, and then finally they had money for feast. So there are certain examples like that where they are completely dependent on Krishna and all, but we may not be on that level. So we try to sort out on our own, and when we see it's I have tried my best with whatever intelligence and the situation that Krishna has put in. And now when I see it's not going to work out, then I just leave it on Krishna. Okay, now Krishna must be having a plan. I did my best. What am I supposed to do? Now maybe Krishna is having his own plan. So we do our best and then we leave the rest on Krishna.
Lalita Mataji, you are unmuted.
What is the help that you can give us, Mataji?
I couldn't understand the last part of your question. What is that? I couldn't understand the last part of your question. What did you say? Or maybe you will play. Somebody can make it.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, what she meant is, what is that one tip which all the preachers should imbibe in order to have this kind of clarity, experience, compassion, and sorted in life in terms of being children of Krishna. So as preachers, how can we get this?
I think you have to face some trouble in your life. Only then it will come. Unless you face a trouble in life, it will all remain in the books. You actually have to go through it. So now, whenever Krishna gives trouble, you just don't ask Krishna, why me? Just say, try me, Krishna, try me. Give, just like Kunti Devi, you have to ask for some kind of a situation so that, you come out of that theory and get into the practical, like you have in those in the school, right? There is a science lab and then there is a science textbook, and then when you actually do that, you can see how the chemical reaction is. So since you asked me, it was like a personal question. I'm saying that you really need to experience it. Then it actually comes out from the heart when you go through the problems and you actually see how Krishna helps, and you see how I tell you, 20 years back, the same lecture would have been different. 10 years back also it would be different. And I'm sure after 10 years when I speak about this, it's going to definitely be different and better than what I said now. Because it will change with changing experiences that I'm gathering in my life, dealing with different kind of devotees, situations. Is giving a good, learning and teachings, So, I don't know what we can do about it. But of course, not everybody has there are 4 kinds of learning, right? You learn by observation, and you learn by listening, and you learn by experiencing. And they say the first class learning is just by listening. You don't have to, everybody doesn't have to go through it. So, yeah, for some people it's okay, they just listen and, they are on their way. But for some of us, we really need to experience it, I don't know, I mean, small things in my own life I've seen, my Guru Maharaj, when, I know him since I was a young girl in school, and I've seen him like a tiger, like with his big danda, and the way he walks, and he's like the daredevil guy who can do just about anything. And then a couple of years ago when he had come, we wanted to take him to we are constructing a temple, so we wanted to take him to the top floor to show him the ocean view and the, because this construction is still going on, there is no lift. So we told him that we'll carry you through the wheelchair and all. So he said no. I said, Guru Maharaj, it's very safe. We have all the things. No. The way he was saying no, for me, it was like, is it Guru Maharaj who is saying that? Because all my childhood, I've seen him like the daredevil guy, who will we would say something, don't do it. And he would say, nahi, I want to do it. And then I was just, meditating that when Bhakticharu Swami Maharaj said this word, that it's very easy to say that Prabhupada is so compassionate. At this age of 70, he traveled around the world. So you can parrot it and say that Prabhupada is so compassionate, but you would never understand till you become 70. That's what Bhakticharu Swami Maharaj had said. And I had heard that lecture of Bhakticharu Swami Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, and I thought, yeah, so nice. Bhakticharu Swami Maharaj spoke so nicely. But when I saw Guru Maharaj, then I understood that, yeah, actually with health, age, it's so difficult. So many things changed. And now I was really trying to understand that, we are all around Guru Maharaj, everybody, all disciples, all, and what must Srila Prabhupada have gone through at the age of 70 to take a suitcase and go inside get inside a foreign land where he doesn't know anybody and anything, what it must have been. So I was all the more able to relate to what Bhakticharu Swami Maharaj said, that you won't understand it till you become 70. So now it makes like all the more sense to me what he was saying. So even the classes, like some of the classes of Srila Prabhupada, I've heard it when I was in my intermediate second year. And now the same classes, when I hear it now, it just makes so much more sense to me. I remember when intermediate second year, when I used to hear Prabhupada keep telling about no meat eating and illicit sex and all, and I was thinking, why does he keep talking about this all the time? And then now when I understand why Srila Prabhupada, so yeah, I feel that the same scriptures and the same talks and the same things keep making more sense to us as we go through life and grow through life. It makes more and more sense to us. So my one-line message: just continue what you are doing and wait and watch and have patience, and Krishna will give you your own customized taste of life and your own experiences. And otherwise, for now, other people's realizations which they share are our source of knowledge, but they're not our realizations. And we have to experience it for that to become our realizations, and it will happen. Krishna is having his own plan, and he's making customized experience ready for everybody. And sooner or later we'll get it. Meanwhile, we continue hearing, chanting, reading under the shelter of an authorized mentor, and keep doing our sadhana, and things will unfold. Krishna has his own plan, and our realizations will get more and more deeper. For now, we just continue. We continue hearing, reading, Shravanam Kirtanam, and soon it'll happen. Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. Do you want to continue, please?
That's about it. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I was just referring to some of your dialogues, Mataji, like how we have Bollywood dialogues. I think some of your dialogues are also amazing. As you said, when life breaks you down, but it builds you up.
Yeah.
And you said, when in doubt, chant out loud. You said, our lives are like movie thrillers. There's twists, there's suspense. Krishna is a hero, comes only at the climax. So, all this is like, it just comes with experience. So I think it's amazing. Why me, try me? Oh, that's also another show that we will talk about and also hopefully implement. Yes, Mataji, there are very sweet questions, but I would like to take up one very relevant question related to a mentor, where they are saying that when the young mentors get married, and then, there's this typical social advice that you have to begin children soon so that you can retire faster at the end of life. Advice for me, 50, maybe like that. But then these young girls, the Gen Zs, they feel, let us chill and marry, but then also enjoy whatever. So, how do you understand what is the correct thing to do? Whether we should, the mentors, the young girls, mentors who are getting married, should they go for the child right away? Or they should wait for some time and then they go for the child, because that's also a very important aspect of our responsibility. So they're divided between the two, Mataji, in the hurry of retiring early, at the same time not losing out the time of, whatever so-called enjoyment at this point of time. Enjoyment is not sense gratification as such, but just live a life a little peacefully when you can move toward Krishna consciousness.
So, in short, your question is that when they get married, should they have child immediately, or they should wait for some time? If this question is asked to me one-on-one on somebody, I would say to have a child immediately. But again, I don't know. This is not some blanket statement I can make, depending upon what's your present situation, whether it is financial or relationship wise, or what situation you're put in. You can have your own this. But if you tell me the Shastric point of view, you should have immediately child. Why not? That's it. Then, and if you don't want to have child, then don't get married. Just wait for some time. If you want to have that so-called, even if not sense enjoyment, some relaxation time, then don't get married and just wait. But when you get married and have child, that's it. Because the whole purpose mostly is to get children, Krishna conscious children. And if somebody has decided not to have, which is also nowadays I see a trend in ISKCON, that many of them voluntarily don't want to have child because they want to be more serious in Krishna consciousness and dedicate their life for preaching and all. And that is a different thing. But if you do want to have, then why not now? Why later? The quicker, health-wise also it's good because your hormones are intact. As time goes, they also get depleted. And one way is to, retire early. But the fact that you are together and, just go ahead and finish it up, as you are young and all, you have more energy. Nowadays, raising children is a full-time job. It's not that easy. So, like you need a lot of energy to raise children. So, do it as early as possible so that you can retire quickly and, serve more nicely in your community or, in your circle. So, that's my take on it.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Yes, Meenakshi, any hands?
Yes, Mataji. Samiksha Mataji, you are unmuted now.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, my question is, when we preach to you girls, they depend on us to solve their problems. So when solving their problems, how to instill that faith in them to take shelter of Krishna and how to make them rise from material perspective of problems to spiritual perspective.
Okay. When you are preaching to the girls and how do you convince them to take shelter of Krishna? You convince them to take shelter of Krishna by telling them there's no other choice. If they can sort out their problem, then there's the end of the problem. The fact that we are not able to sort out problem, the only one who can help us is Krishna. So that's one thing. You don't have any other choice. And second thing, you can give them examples. Practical examples in your day-to-day life, in your community, how many devotees face problem and how they, some successful case studies, how this happened and like, look what happened to that devotee. And then after that, everything was sorted out. So just have faith on Krishna. So it's like, आप कभी किसी डॉक्टर के पास जाते हो ना, तो आप देखोगे अगर आप बाहर में बैठे हो ना, कंपाउंडर के पास में, and one by one they send the patients inside. The only gossip that they will be doing out there is, my chachas, kakas, brothers also went to this doctor, and his hand is so good and they just got cured just like that. And somebody will say, even my next door neighbor, she's also getting treatment from him. And that makes them also, they inspire each other so much, okay, this doctor is good. So when they enter the doctor's chamber, they're full of positivity that this doctor is the right one for me. So like that, this case studies help a lot. So like even for devotees, now if you keep simply telling them, dekho, take shelter of Krishna. No. This guy has also taken up shelter of Krishna and see, look what happened to him. And look, she took shelter of Krishna and look what happened to her. So like that kind of case studies and if there is something that we can share about our personal lives, then that's more convincing than something that happened in the books of Bhagavatam. For some time, for devotees, it becomes sometimes very difficult. Like it's very nice when we hear Bhagavatam class, but when it practically in our life something happens, and at that time if you talk about Yudhishthir Maharaj or Draupadi or something, they may feel that it's too far for me to relate to Draupadi as of now. I can't relate to her. My situation is like this. So sometimes they can relate more to us who are on the same line or to somebody in the community. So that which is more relatable to them, you can start from there, And sometimes, when people are in problem and trouble, sometimes we have to start with where they are, not from where we are. Sometimes we start speaking from where we are. That becomes very difficult for the person to understand. Okay, you are somewhere on some stage. If you start talking that, it's not making sense to me. So you'll have to come down to where they are and then start from there. So like you start agreeing on, like sometimes, people say, such a big problem. And then if you start with the dialogue, what big problem? Draupadi faced bigger problems. Then they will throw tomatoes on you. What you have to say is that the moment they say such a big problem, you said, yeah, you are right. It's a very big problem. But, and then you can start. So somewhere you have to come on the same page with them, first of all, sympathize. Then immediately they will open up their wall around you. But in the first dialogue only you try to, smash them, then they feel very uncomfortable कि इनको नहीं समझ में आती मेरी problem. इनसे बात करना waste है, वो कोई और level में है. There's no point in talking to her because she's on some other level. What's the point in talking to her? So they'll not feel comfortable. So first of all, even if what she's saying is not actually making sense, but as of now, sympathize with her. Yeah, actually you're right, Mataji. This is true. Actually what you're facing is definitely a big problem. But you know what? And then you go slowly, Then the moment you say that what she's saying is right, At that moment, she'll immediately break the walls which she has already built around herself, and she will take you as her sympathizer, one who understands her. And first thing is, you give a compassionate hearing. That's very important. Sometimes people don't want solutions. They just want hear, koi suno mera baat, mujhe kya problem hai. And sometimes they don't even want solution. But if you hear and sympathize, they feel so happy. Half of the problem is sorted out. So yeah, there are actually many tips on this. Like if somebody comes with a problem to you, what you do at that time. A compassionate hearing, sympathizing, saying some pacifying words, not interrupting, allowing them to complete their whole thing, not jumping to give them solutions, and giving solutions only if sought for, if asked for, like Krishna. Unless Arjuna said Shishyastu, then only he spoke. Till that, can you help me, Mataji, with solution? Then only. Otherwise, hear. Keep hearing. And then if she says, what should I do now? Then you should speak, okay, I think you can do this or you can do that. So like that, slowly you have to go in it. So sometimes that line, take shelter of Krishna, at one go may not help. So you step by step take them towards taking shelter of Krishna. So, for now, maybe like, my mother, when my younger sister, my mother used to feed my younger sister on the balcony. She used to show, crow, 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 look at the crow, look at the crow. My sister used to never look at the crow. My sister used to look at my mother. Abhi to theek thi, isko kya ho gaya suddenly? She was okay. Why she's animating like that? After 6 months, when my mother started showing crow, then my sister shifted her attention from my mother to the crow. Sometimes for the devotees, it's very difficult to directly be inspired or love Krishna. Sometimes they love somebody who loves Krishna. There is a triangle love. Directly they can't take shelter of Krishna. They can't depend. So we have to do with them not like this. It has to go like this. So a little bit it takes time. So first, they take this. They start having faith on us and taking shelter, and ab main kya karu Mataji, they start with that, and then slowly you take them to that point where you say, that okay, fine, ultimately, Krishna will help you. So it takes a little bit time, and you have to go slow on them, and don't have high expectations. If they are new in Krishna consciousness, that they're immediately going to take shelter of Krishna and become a 16 rounder, they may not. And then of course you also tell them that I'll pray for you. You pray for them too. That's one way. Sometimes we help by teachings, by giving them some nice words, and sometimes even if that's not helping, one other thing that we do for them is we pray for them. Just like we pray for our family members, we pray for ourselves. And we pray for them, those who are under us, who have taken our shelter. We are preaching to them. We can add an extra prayer to Krishna for them. That Krishna give them the right intelligence, discrimination, tolerance and understanding to go through this problem, to tolerate this problem, and eventually empower them to come out of those problems. So yeah, one step at a time. Don't keep high expectations from newcomers. Of late, I have been speaking a lot on this. Preachers keeping too much expectations from those whom they are preaching to, and ultimately they are frustrated and angered and like, "Aisa kyun nahi ho raha hai?" Yeah, that's some other topic. I don't want to get into that. But yeah, this is something I've been speaking of late, that to keep your expectations a little reasonable. Because everybody is carrying their own baggage of karma. Sometimes things don't work even after preaching and preaching and preaching. It doesn't work sometimes because they have so much luggage from the past life. I hope it helps in some way.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Constantly Mataji, you are unmuted now.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for such a nice class. My question was actually, you mentioned that when there are problems, we should become better. Like problems should make us better and not better. But in some situations, it might be very difficult to actually, apply this in our lives. And we might start becoming better because of the problems, and it might affect our Krishna consciousness also. So how do we actually realistically use this, what you said, which I really liked it, in our life, materialistically, academically, in Krishna consciousness, in every aspect?
So I said that problem should not make us bitter. Problem should make us better. And how that will happen? I gave already the practical tips what you should do during a problem. Like I told about how you should write, how you should pray, how should you have sadhu katha, how you should say all the practical tips which I just spoke. You can rewind it if this class is recorded and hear them. If during a problem somebody is following these practical tips, then that will make him better and not bitter. Because he's doing it. He's doing his sadhana. He's getting more closer to Krishna. So he's going to get purified. And it's going to get purified and he's going to become a better person at the end of it. End of all this drama which the problem creates, he'll become a better person. But if he doesn't follow all these tips and simply try to focus on solving the problem, he'll become a bitter person.
Rupa Mataji, you are unmuted.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. During preaching, when it will say that only my problem will be finished, then I will come to the Japaka. I often tell them that problem will never end, keep on coming. But then also they don't come to how will convince them.
Yeah, we sometimes tell them and they say there is a problem and that's why we are not coming. Now again, it depends upon the volume of your group. If there are many people that you are mentoring, it will become very difficult for you to personally go and help them out. But if it's a smaller group and if you think it's possible, according to time, place, situation, circumstance, that you can give some more personal attention, then you can give more attention to the people who are in problem than to the people who are able to do their sadhana and all very well by actually personally visiting them. Sometimes they say, I can't come because I'm in problem. So then we need to go. So I said, it depends upon, like I'm not saying that you have to do it. Depends upon what kind of group you are mentoring. If it's possible and if time, you can actually go and you go and give them association if they are not able to come for. So maybe after 1 or 2 visits, they'll also feel that, Mataji is coming to my house and, said, okay, since you are busy, I'll come sometime and spend some time with you and give them association, few nice words, send some nice message, some nice video link or YouTube link of some nice lectures about problems, and then sometimes go once in a while, just give them prasadam and somehow keep them in loop or be in touch with them, somehow be in touch with them. Because the moment, once we lose the touch, you go far, far, far. And sometimes when they go out of the magnetic field of Krishna, then sometimes they just start back to their old habits and all, and then it becomes more harder for us to bring them back. So somehow keep them inside the magnetic field, even if they're a little far, but at least make sure they don't go out of the circle. So in some or the other way, by giving prasadam, by gifts, by some messages, and keep calling and if there is any possibility, if there is such kind of problem where you can help them in some way. Sometimes some people have some health problem, like in a devotee community, right? We help them or try to, connect them to the right people so that that problem can be sorted out. Sometimes I've seen when devotees or newcomers are helped during this kind of situations, then they don't forget for the rest of their life. Sometimes some people are very grateful that how devotees helped us during that kind of a crisis situation, so they come back. But sometimes Krishna's mercy, they can see Krishna's mercy flowing through their devotees, and they become so appreciative of the devotee community. And Rahabat ki our feeling, so many times I'm telling, but they are saying, I will come, they'll not come. It's okay. We are not trying to be the best, we're just trying to do the best. So we did our best, and rest is up to now Krishna's problem also. That's his problem and their baggage of karma, and what is the equation we don't know. But we keep trying. So that's why Krishna is very, emphasized on this verse, right? The karmane vadikarasya ma phaleshu kadachana. So this verse, we as preachers, we have to write it in our cell phone and laptop walls and kitchen walls that, ma phaleshu kadachana. Don't just do it. Don't keep very big expectation, like a Shabari Mata, keeping patience and enthusiasm simultaneously. Every day enthusiastic. Ram will come, he'll come. Oh, he didn't come? No problem. I think he'll come tomorrow. Enthusiasm and patience. Sometimes we have too much enthusiasm. I want to preach. That becomes rajasic. Sometimes we have too much patience. Nahi aata to nahi aata. What can be done? Then that becomes tamasic. We have enthusiasm and patience. Then becomes sattvic. Yeah, we have lot of enthusiasm. Yes, I want to bring that devotee. But if it doesn't come, no problem. He'll come tomorrow. I'll try again. I'll try again. And I'll try again. So like that, we have to be in mood of sattva while we are preaching. That will keep us also in a happy zone. Otherwise, as preachers, we shouldn't become very dull and I'm trying and nothing is happening. You are trying, that's what is happening. The fact that you are trying, that's a privilege Krishna has given you. What happens or doesn't happen is not my problem, that's Krishna's problem.
Mataji, my whole hand is raised.
I'm sorry?
My whole hand is raised.
So you have to show just 1 minute before we close. If any help, please.
It's 9:30. 9:30.
I'm sure your Mataji would ask them now. So if any senior Matajis from this board would like to speak, most welcome. Else we can take up the last question and conclude. Okay. Yes, Mitaji, please go ahead with the last question.
Mataji, you are
Hare Krishna Mataji, that you are Prima. Mataji, I have a question. Even after preaching for years together, putting all our efforts, energy, time, but still, a few of them, they are intending to do bhakti, but still they are unable to take up Krishna consciousness seriously. So how will you give any boost to them to become little serious in Krishna consciousness?
There are lots of fireworks going on here. I don't know why. What's the occasion? Is there a cricket match or what? Marrow, there's so much fireworks. I'm not able to even hear your questions properly. Like, damn, the bombs are. Anyway, we are far away from Pakistan, so nothing to worry. But still, it's like tick, tick, tick. Anyway, so okay, some people are trying to come in Krishna consciousness for years now, but they're not able to. That's your question? So,
They are already, no Mataji, they are already in Krishna consciousness.
Okay.
Chanting minimum rounds,
Okay.
like 8 to 12.
Okay.
Still, they are unable to take up things to little seriously. So how do you boost them? What can we tell them? It may be for ourselves also, it may be for other devotees also.
So you said that they are in Krishna consciousness, they are continuing their Krishna consciousness, but the chanting 8 to 12 rounds, how do you make them more serious in Krishna consciousness? In spite of continuously following with them, they're still on that 8 to 12 rounds. So how to make them more serious in Krishna consciousness, right? That's your question?
Yes, Mataji.
Again, that's also a big... this is something that... First of all, you have to define what you think is seriousness in Krishna consciousness. What's your definition of being serious in Krishna consciousness? How do you gauge somebody that this person is serious in Krishna consciousness, this person is not serious in Krishna consciousness? This is something like, it's a big question, and I shouldn't answer this like this in just one line. We need to first discuss that. What's your definition of being serious in Krishna consciousness? Sometimes for us, he's 16 rounder means, Siska kaam ho gaya, chalo, let's go to the next person. I don't know why, but in ISKCON we have that 16 rounder matlab ho gaya, uska ticket confirm ho gaya, back home, back to Gaura. But there may be 100 other things that he's still not working on. And there may be, don't take this as me encouraging that it's okay not to chant or 12 bhi theek hai, but this is a huge question. And I would not brand anybody on basis of how many rounds they are chanting, whether they are serious or they're not serious, because I don't know what is the situation, circumstance of that person. Is he doing some other parts of Navavidha Bhakti in some other way? What's happening with that person? So it's something, maybe some other time in some other forum when I have some more strength, I would like to elaborate on this. Maybe next time when we meet on any other next session, you can take this question and I'll answer you elaborately. Not this time. It's already 9:35, and then I need to close.
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Yugal Priya Mataji and all the Matajis. Can't see everybody. Somehow on my screen they put only 2-3 people, but I'm so happy to be back here in your forum. I had such a nice time when I was in Pune. I'm missing you all so very much. And Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Gaurnitai, and Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani, and Balaji, and I just hope I come back soon and see you all, and maybe you all should come also to Vishakhapatnam and maybe physically see each other very soon. Let's see. Thank you so much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.